Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little technical difficulty. Coach McDonald kicked the wire out.
I'll tell you what you missed, though. You missed a total of 17 pitches, a whole inning, and just 17 pitches, 3 up, 3 down for each pitcher. So just kind of skipped an inning, and here we're almost back where we started from.
Victoria Sandoval, a hitter now in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Scores 3-0, facing Schoolcraft. Luckily enough that it started working, Coach, because I was going to actually be a fan and start yelling. Luckily enough that our man Tanner saved the day. 1 ball, no strikes, and Sandoval the hitter here in game number 2. They're going to call that a strike. He called it a strike, and that's
1-1.
1-1. You got a better angle on that right there, Coach, huh?
Well, if it caught the corner, it didn't catch much of it.
And there's strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sandoval 0 for 1 with a strikeout in inning 2.
But, you know, if it catches 1% of that plate, it's 100% a strike.
That's right. And there's a ball in the dirt. Brings the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the statistic here, Coach, says that Schoolcraft will be throwing a curveball to Sandoval with a 2-2 count. And there it is.
Called on the corner again.
For out number 1. Leah Sanchez 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Schoolcraft, the junior, facing Leah Sanchez.
And Schoolcraft with 8 strikeouts so far and 4 1/3.
And we talked a lot of batting averages in the first game, and it's a little different now because, I mean, we can also say that coming into the first game, this is what they hit. 286.
Yeah, Carlsbad upped those averages in game 1.
Absolutely did. So that's a lot of the times Max Preps, they kind of sink into it right away, and that one's going to be possibly goner.
See ya.
And nice hit by Sanchez for the home run. That was a nice beauty there.
Yeah,
got some height on that.
Got it up in the wind and just missed the scoreboard. It probably would have hit it right in the middle. That was a well-hit ball for Leah Sanchez.
So good job by Sanchez bringing it up to the plate, the freshman, Yarida Aragon. Good job by Leah Sanchez. So Leah will have 6 home runs on the year.
That's going to move her into a tie with Morales for the team lead, right?
That's correct. So let's see if Schoolcraft, how she responds after the home run. If it will affect her, if it rattled her a little bit, soon will be determined.
You wouldn't think so. Not her first rodeo.
That's correct. Well, 5 seniors here. And we talked about the state tournament quite a bit, Coach, and in my opinion, I still think the Roswell Coyotes are in, regardless of the results of today's second contest as well.
Yeah,
but,
I'm with you on that one. I think they're in. Just be a matter of what their seed is. You know, if it's in the good side of the, the number 8 and number 9, whether they play at home or get to travel.
Yeah, and that's something that 8 and 9. I think in the end result, the Roswell Coyotes potentially, I mean, we were talking about a 14 seed, but I think there's going to be a shot to second base, 4-3 for the first out. And my predictions, this is just my predictions. Roswell will end up playing Hobbs in the first round.
Well, and I think not. First of all, I don't think they're going to drop to low enough. And I think Hobbs is pretty set where they are. They're going to be in that range there. And you know, for us to get to Hobbs, you know, we're both going to have to move up. So that means teams like Mayfield or Volcano or Farmington or Rio Rancho are going to have to drop games. And
Farmington, yeah, so that was my prediction originally, the 8-9 seed. But,
and again, the seeding may not exactly mirror the Max Prep rankings, you know, after all district play is complete. So that's another thing to consider. But
PV has 24 games played right now, and that's, Coach, you know what? I have to be honest with you. Max Preps is pretty spot on.
Yeah. No, I think so too.
There's going to be a shot by Tarin, and she is going to be safe for, she's going to get on with an error, E4. But yeah, so this could be the reversed effect.
Could be, yeah. You know, again, I think they're going to have to put us ahead of Hobbs, barring something strange happening.
Yes.
For the seeding. Now the Max Preps will stay looking like this, so that's where it's going to get. You know, so then if we can hope for some of these teams in the 6, 7, 8 range to drop a game, and we can move into that 8 spot, that's
my concern is this.
Game, you know,
Hobbs, 10-man ruled Rio Rancho.
Well, and they're going to take a look at Martinez over there. I guess that ball came up and hit her.
Yeah, looks like Cano's going to take his seat for just a second. Go back in the huddle for a second.
Yeah.
So that's a big win for Hobbs. Hobbs 10-run them at the Christian Griego softball tournament.
So what that can do, you know, since we theoretically, the way we understand it, have to be seated ahead of Hobbs, you know, if Hobbs could pull us up, they could pull us up into that 8 position.
8-9.
And then we're 8-9. So I see where you're coming from there.
All right, so Tarin gets on first base on the error from Hannah Martinez. Schoolcraft still pitching. There's the snap throw from Aislinn Witzel over to Maddie Flacco. Excuse me.
Coach, I think it's more likely that we're looking at maybe we're a 9 and a Hobbs is a 10. But who knows?
Well, and I'll tell you right now, with Schoolcraft throwing right now, looks like she is developing speed. I bet that was a 67-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, actually, I say fastball. There's really not a real thing called fastball in softball. There's more movement, but that was more of a curveball there in that situation. Good effort by Tarin, but it's going to be 6 unassisted for the third out by Lozano. So we had 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We'll be right back. Scores 3-1.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender love and care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Welcome back to Roswell High School. Scores 3-1 as we begin the top half of the 6th inning. Lady Cave Girls lead at this point. Schoolcraft is the hitter. Sandoval continues to pitch for the Lady Coyotes.
And just super efficient this game. This is just her 60th pitch.
Oh, and that was a drive.
All the way to the fence. Digging for second. She'll get there. That was a gopher killer there.
So Guevara will come in and pinch run for Schoolcraft.
One of those rare ground ball doubles.
That was a shot there, and that's one thing Schoolcraft can do is hit. Bringing up to the plate is Hannah Martinez. Martinez currently 1 for 2. She had a single and a run score with an RBI.
Let's hope she's okay. She's the one that got hit by that ground ball in the last inning. Hasn't swung yet, so.
Curveball for the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, and no outs. Guevara, the courtesy runner for Schoolcraft, is at second base. It's kind of crazy. It looks like Schoolcraft was throwing harder, and all of a sudden Sandoval looks like she's throwing harder in this game. I didn't bring my stopwatch, but
yeah, we need to get somebody on the old hourglass on that.
Backhand needs to be handled there, and we struggle with the backhand all year.
Yeah,
at second base.
That's got to be an error in my book.
That is an error. Error 4. And Mireya, a great ball player. You know.
Oh yeah, she'll make that play 9 times out of 10 at least, if not more often than that.
Yeah, one of the 5 seniors there. Just kind of lately have been struggling with the backhand. And a kid, you know, again, nobody cares what I say, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know, the bottom line on the backhand, you're going to have to move those hips, turn over a little bit more, and get that left foot over the top on that. That's not a strike there. A lot of times they teach that where you're going to actually just, you know, keep your hips right here. Back in the day, you're going to have to turn that over a little bit and turn that left hip over. There's a, well, he didn't call that one a strike, so that's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike. But again, that's it is what it is on that. Here we go. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 to score. Actually, it's 4-1, right? There's going to be a ground ball. It's a short pitcher, so 1-3, and there's going to be the double play. So good job with Sandoval, Grajeda, and Sanchez. The combination, that really helps the Roswell Lady Coyotes. So Torres goes 1 of 4 for the first out.
And the second out. And
4-3 for the second now. Now it brings up Witzel with nobody on base. So here we go. Witzel is 0 for 2. She flew out to second base and Cade in the last at bat. So that helps there. The curveball off a little bit. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And there is going to be a screwball inside for strike number 2. So Sandoval had a light bullpen yesterday. But one thing with, well, let's see what happens here in this pitch. There's going to be the pitch, and there's going to be a, oh, good job by Witzel there.
Yeah.
As that curveball was a foot outside, and she reached out, and that's one thing Carlsbad does teach, is when you have a 2-strike situation, you modify, break down a little bit, and you try to approach that plate, go up there with the plan as she did, and you swing at anything out or anything in the perimeter.
Well, that was everything she could do to get her bat on it. So that's well done.
Yeah, really good job by Witzel. Let's see if the changeup is going to be here. Oh, that one's gone.
No,
nope.
She's under it.
Man, my depth perception, coach, is just really kind of, you know what it is? It's just glass. So F8 for the third out. So on this frame here, you had one run on one hit, one error, and nobody left on base. Middle part of the 6th inning, 4-1, Cave Girls lead. We'll be right back.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Welcome back. You heard that squeak there, huh? Welcome back.
So did every single one of our listeners.
Yeah, every one of them. Gosh darn it. 4-1's a score. As I had to take a little drink of water there. There was a little bit of a mouse, or you want to call mice, I don't know. But hey,
Kind of like a chicken, actually.
Hey, right here, Coach, is this is where the Roswell Coyotes have to be effective here. With the top of the order coming up with Espinosa, Grajeda, Escobar, Morales, and Sandoval. This is where the Roswell Coyotes have to make some noise here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. There's going to be a comeback. One pitch, one out. So 1-3 for the first out. Grajeda now will be the hitter. She is 0 for 2. Struck out in the first inning and grounded out in the 4th to the shortstop, bringing up, as I mentioned, Grajeda, Escobar on deck.
Yeah, needs some timely senior hitting right here because they are running out of outs.
Well, that's for sure. And Coach, and like I said, every coach wants to win, but also realistically as well, too, a coach, and I'm speaking for myself, I don't want to make sure I'm speaking for myself, that you want to make sure that even if you happen to lose a ball game, that your team is in the ball game and being competitive. That's one of the things that you have to do. And encourage your kids one way or another. Like I said, you lost 15-1 in the last game, but the kids are playing decently in the second, and you really have to come back, win, lose, or draw, and really praise them for the performances that they have done.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all those errors in the first game, just the one error in the second game, and right here in it, just get some base runners here, and who knows? It's softball.
That's for sure, man. That's for sure. Well, realistically enough, Coach, I mean, I want to see what, Max Preps came out again today, and somebody was telling me they come up on Thursdays too. I don't know if that's the case. Do you know that?
I haven't been following the softball one that closely. I've been more focused on the baseball one. It seems like it's just been coming out once a week, like normal. So
okay. Well, sounds good. I know the seating committee will meet on Sunday, and I will have to say, Coach, that I'm extremely, and I'll say this at the end of the broadcast too, because this is, potentially could be the last game for the seniors, Coach, and I just want to. That's a shot there to the right side. It might be in foul territory, and you know what? We really want to be, and I'm going to be optimistic about that. I'm really, really extremely proud of the Roswell Lady Coyotes, currently 14-8, 14-9 after the loss in the first game, but. I think they've really have played with a lot of courage. I think that the Roswell Lady Coyotes, I don't think anybody's going to want to play them in that first round.
No.
That's just my feeling. I think that, again, as I said, I think they're well coached. I think they have a chance to make some noise in the state tournament, especially after the first round, if they can get past that. If they get in, and I think they're going to get in.
I don't think there's any question they get in, and you're absolutely right that they're a team that other teams don't want to see in the first round. It's going to be in that range you know, the I don't know how big you want to make the range, but you know, like the 5 to 12 range, where the team there's not huge mismatches, you know, so the teams that are playing good can definitely upset, you know, teams that might be ranked a little higher than them, and that's, you know, I'll still say that they're playing well at the right time, despite game one tonight.
Absolutely, I cannot agree with you more, Coach. And like I said, even in that bottom half, that 12 to the 16 range right there, I mean, there's some good records, but no, I think the Roswell Coyotes have really played with a lot of heart, a lot of courage, and you know, the no say die attitude.
Sure.
And that's what it's about, man. Is, you know, one of the things, and you know this, and I don't want to sound like I'm babbling. I guess I am, but one of the things that baseball, softball, athletics in general do for our kids is it learns how to build character, and it learns how to compete, and it learns how to make a person be a successful citizen. And
sure, dealing with adversity. I mean,
exactly.
The life skills it can teach you are, you know, immeasurable. So it's great. You know, it's tough to come out and play after you just got beat 15-1 or whatever it was. I mean, and they came right out here and competed, and heck, they're still in it.
They're still in it. And they still have one more opportunity here still. I mean, never say die with 2 out, 3-1. Escobar's a hitter. And that's going to be strike number 2. So everything's full here. Yeah, and it's going to be a tough one, Coach. I mean, like I said, I really would love to see these Roswell Lady Coyotes get a first-round bye. That would be fantastic to see.
Ooh, strikeout number 10.
Strikeout for Escobar, swing and a miss for out number 3. So you have 1, 2, 3 on there with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. So at the end of 6, score remains 4-1. We'll be right back.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Four one's a score. Here at Roswell High School, the Cave Girls do lead in the top half of the 7th inning. And let's see what happens here with the hitter in Whitaker. Whitaker is, I have her only with 1 at bat. I think it should be 2 at bats.
Yeah, she's 1
That's
for
gone.
2, but now she's 2 for 3. So another long ball for the Lady Cave Girls.
So she's 2 for 3.
All right, 2 for 3. That's what I have her at. Just the second home run to left after the Leah Sanchez dinger, but that was kind of a no-doubter.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what happens. You know, when you're playing Carlsbad and you're playing a caliber team of you know, that top 4, you're going to have home runs. Well, let's see how Sandoval reacts to this, where now she's going to face Faith Aragon. That will hit the ball a long way as well, but she's currently
0 for 3.
0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, she's had face number in this game. But like you said, that she is certainly capable. She doesn't have the wind assisting there, but unless she goes the opposite way. But she can definitely put him out as well.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I promise that. Upstairs, and I don't like the upstairs on Aragon. So here's the pitch, and that one is gone to McDonald's.
Drive through ball. That might have. I don't think it got over the second fence. There's quite a bit of room there.
Yeah, no, it's a good shot by Aragon there.
Ooh. So back-to-back long balls for the defending state runners-up.
Yep.
Cave Girls.
Victoria Sandoval has, up to this point, has pitched in 116 innings this year.
And that's well, it's probably number 2 now. Going into today, she was in 3rd most innings in the state, but very likely to move up that list, pitching both ends here. A nice play by
Grajeda.
Yeah.
F4 for 1 out. And Grace Aragon, she was actually 0 for 4, and I bet she's going to be in a little bit of trouble when she gets home.
Coach, she hit that ball hard.
Yeah, well, I understand that, Coach. And now at the bat is going to be Jonna Aragon. She is 1 for 3.
1 for 3, double, a line out, a ground out. And looking at a strike on the first pitch there. You know, Tori's been efficient until those 2 long balls. She is.
Yeah, and that's, well, that one's a little outside there. She tried the curveball, and that was way outside.
Got away a little bit.
Yeah, it did, man. And yeah, I was looking at all the, I haven't reviewed this too much here as far as the overall innings pitched until just now. Well, for this week at least. Oh, that's a nice pitch. Talissa Espinosa has pitched in 5.2 innings this year. Leah Sanchez in 8.1. Sadia Morales 0.1, so that means 1 out.
1 out, yeah.
And Sandoval 100 and, what did I say, 17.2 innings.
Yeah, and you just add, what, 12 to that. So she actually might take the lead.
So you had 104 plus 7 plus 11, huh?
Yeah, but she pitched 5, right? First game.
5 and 7. So well, it's not over yet. So
well, yeah, she hasn't got there.
We have 1 out.
So 11 and 3rd.
And facing another big stick here in Jessica Monroe,
who is due for this game because she's 0 for 3 with a ground out, 3 ground outs actually. 1 to first base and 2 to the freshman at 3rd. Called a strike there. Nice pitch.
Yeah, next year you're gonna really have to show me how to get that. That looks like it might be a little easier to.
Then, well,
I'm old school.
No, I hear you, and it is a nice tool.
Oh, that's gonna be a bleeder, and that's gonna be a base hit. So Monroe is another error by Tarin. Why we don't E9. Scoring another run for Carlsbad.
Yeah, and that's just, I don't know what to say about that. Other than it shouldn't happen. I mean, just.
No, it shouldn't have. Schoolcraft, the hitter now, and she is on fire. She is actually 3 for 3. Hit 1 up the middle hard.
She's the one that hit the ground ball that got all the way to the fence.
Yeah, I recall one ball last year that came real close to the pitcher, and it absolutely scared me. Don't hang anything to Schoolcraft.
Coach, are pitchers required to wear the mask?
No, they're not.
Really?
They're not required to wear the mask. And, you know, the ball, when you're pitching at 43 feet, imagine when it was 40 feet. I
don't like it at 66, Coach.
Yeah, it's It's a bit scary for sure. And, I mean, you know, we were talking about next year, Coach. I mean, pitching-wise, I know Roswell has some, you know, 2 or 3 that there's going to be a ground ball to Saudi Morales and another error. And this is what we're talking about here. You don't give in. You don't give up. And right now, you got to attack the ball at shortstop. So here in this inning, Coach, I've already had 2 errors. You have 4-1 going in the 7th, and now it's 8-1.
Yeah, and this, unfortunately, this just is kind of like we had before, where
again,
it just blows up in your face. It's going good, it's about even, you're doing good, and then it just explodes, and that's what Carlsbad can do to you. I mean, they will take advantage of mistakes, you know.
Well, yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, that's one thing that Roswell High School, you're right, Coach. Carlsbad knows how to dig it in. Roswell High School is going to have to learn how to complete 7 innings.
Right.
And so good job by Esquivel. There's going to be a base hit and RBI. So Guevara scores here. 9-1, just like that, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, just.
And again, I'm noticing, and that sounds like I'm talking negative. I'm not. I'm talking realistically. There's no communication on the field.
Yeah, and that's where those mistakes can snowball when you don't take care of the little things. You know, 1 mistake becomes 2, becomes 3, becomes 4, and you know, a 4-1 game that is absolutely in question now becomes, you know, foregone conclusion at this point.
Yes, sir. Look like a strike from this area, but it's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out.
You know, I remember calling up here last year where I really thought I was seeing the zone wrong, and maybe there's a little of that going on up here too, the angle or whatever. But
so Torres 2 for 3.
Yeah, and she didn't even play in the first game, I don't believe.
No, she didn't. She didn't score in the first game. She has 1 RBI that I see in 1 run scored.
2 singles and then grounded into that double play. And get there, freshman. She did.
And good job by Yarida. Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. This is Torres, correct?
This is Witzel.
F5 for the 2nd out. Now it's going to bring Aislinn Witzel 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
Uh-oh. Somebody who's due again, is that what you're saying? She did fly out to center, showing off some of the power.
Screwball misses inside.
Playing her pretty close down the line, I notice. Big gap in left center.
So you have to get the ready approach at short. So 2 balls and no strikes to Aislinn Witzel.
And like you said before, first base is open.
And of course, Whitaker had a home run in the last inning, or 7th inning. There's going to be a ground ball to shortstop, and there's another error.
So, error on the throw or on
it's
the
going to be on the
scoop?
throw.
Yeah, I think that's got to be. I agree.
So 5 runs so far in this inning.
And all of a sudden, back up to 4 errors, and
just like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's you don't give yourself a chance to compete against a team of this caliber when you commit that many errors. I mean, it's just.
And Coach, you've only had 2 hits in this inning.
Yeah, and 5 across.
I'm saying because you have an error, so you had 1, 2, 3 errors, and I'm counting. You probably have more. You probably can read it better than on your little mechanism there. So 2 balls and 1 strike and 2 outs. And there's the pitch by Sandoval, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The question of the matter is, the score is 9-1, but will the seniors have another opportunity to have a home game in the potential state tournament?
You know what? I think it's unlikely, but you never know.
I have to agree with you, Coach. According to the algorithm of Max Preps, I think that it is safe to say that.
If it were just the algorithm of Max Preps, we could say almost for sure that it wouldn't happen. But you throw in that we have to be ahead of Hobbs thing.
And the monkey wrench right now is that Hobbs beat Rio Rancho, and that's where the monkey wrench is at.
Right, and that means that will that pull Roswell all the way up into that 8 and 9 range, or will Roswell pull Hobbs down to the 9 and 10 range, you know?
That's a guess there in the big schools when you're playing there. That's a good chance that. There was one, Coach, that was a strikeout by Sandoval.
So 5 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors is what I had.
And then you had, who was that just hitting? That was Martinez. Am I correct?
Uh-huh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. 9-1's the score. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, So Easy Sewing finally has our most popular sewing machines and sergers back in stock. We have the Zest, our entry-level machine, on sale for $149. We have the Amazing Jazz 2, which boasts a 12-inch throat, on sale for $7.99, and our #1 selling Verve sewing embroidery combo machine on sale for $9.99. All machines include lifetime instruction on the use of the machine. Hurry in to 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell to claim your new machine before they are gone. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Did you know that most burglaries occur during the day? Why, you ask? Most of us are at work, leaving the burglar to go unnoticed. Did you know the average loss from a home burglary is over $2,200? Not including one's loss of emotional security in their own home. Avoid being a burglar's target market and get a monitored security system from Zenith Security Services, all for around $1 a day. Wouldn't you agree that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Call Zenith Security Services today, 626-3521.
Good morning.
Nine one's a score. 5 runs for the Lady Cave Girls in the 7th inning.
And 4, 5, and 6 up, Morales, Sandoval, and Sanchez. Looking to extend the game, but a Herculean task at this point. They're going to need to put 8 on the board in order to keep the game going.
So 4 errors for the Roswell Lady Coyotes in this contest.
After 5 in game 1.
9 errors in 2 games.
Yep.
Okay, so Sadia Morales, the hitter. And there's the curveball out of reach for ball number 1. And here's Schoolcraft. There's going to be a base hit. And the Coyotes stay alive as there's a bad bounce in center, but Monroe gains control.
Yeah, and you don't want to push the issue there. I mean, that run doesn't mean a dang thing. You know, it's the 7 runners by. It's your next run that means something.
Now brings to the plate Sandoval.
She's struck out 3 times. Coach, she's due.
She has 3 at-bats.
That's what I have her down as. Swinging, swinging, and looking.
There's going to be a dribbler. Nope. It's going to be F4, the second out. I missed one then, Coach, because I have two batters for every frame here now. So I have Leah Sanchez, 1 for 2 with the home run.
Yeah.
So that's only 2 at bats for her. This will be her 3rd at bat.
No, she's 1 for 2 now, so it's her 4th at bat.
1 for 2 means 3 at bats.
Oh. Yeah. Struck out swinging and then homered.
Yeah,
that's what I have.
Sandoval goes, she was 0 for 2. That might be it here. So that's 4 to 3, 4 to 6. All right, Lady Kyle's down to the last out. 9-1's the score.
And it will be up to the youngster Aragon.
Aragon, 3 more years for her to play on this facility.
Yeah, that's. I've got her down to the strikeout and a ground out.
Let's see, this Aragon?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
That one's hit well. It's going to be the 3rd out. So Lady Coyotes fall 9-1. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Give us 60 seconds and we'll go over some stats on KSVPTV.com.
Morning, honey. Hey, I have to pick up the kids from school this afternoon. Can you call?
A home invasion can happen anytime, even when you're at home. Protect your home and the ones you love with whole home security from Zenith Security. The security experts at Zenith Security can monitor your whole home 24/7. So they're ready whether you're there or not. Call Zenith Security Services LLC at 626-3521. That's 626-3521 and get whole home security with Zenith Security Services LLC.
We know you love your car, and at Big O Tires, we love your car too. We know it's so much more than just how you get from here to there. That's why your locally owned Big O in Roswell and Carlsbad is proud to help keep your car in top shape with our trustworthy service, quality products, major tire brands, and some of the best deals in town. And don't forget, we have easy and affordable financing options for nearly any budget. As members of our community, we know what's important to you and your car. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Welcome back to Lady Coyote Softball. Lady Coyotes lose a doubleheader to the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Coach McDonald, let's go over some stats and we'll talk some strategy in just a second.
All right, so in the 9-1 final, we'll go over the Carlsbad stats first. Schoolcraft goes the distance, 7 innings pitched, just 3 hits, 1 run, an earned run on the home run, and 10 strikeouts for Schoolcraft. Offensively for Carlsbad, it was Schoolcraft on that end as well, as she went 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI in the game. 2-hit game from Martinez, as well as Torres and Whitaker, who each added 2 hits each, and Whitaker with 3 RBI of the 7 in the game. Moving on to the Lady Coyotes side of the stat sheet. Victoria Sandoval goes the distance again. 12 hits, 9 runs, 5 of those earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Hero offensively for the Coyotes was definitely Leah Sanchez with the homer to left. Other than that, just 2 other hits, one by Esquivel and one by Morales there late in the game. And that is it for the stats, partner.
Well, Coach, real quick before we close it out, the Roswell Coyotes now go 14-10 on the year, 4-6 in district play. The Carlsbad Cave Girls 24-0, 10-0 in district, still ranked number 1. So,
and they look like it.
And they absolutely look like it for sure. So one of the things is this: the Roswell Coyotes, I mean, they can play with anybody in the state of New Mexico, but in order to be successful playing a high-caliber team as Carlsbad, they're going to have to eliminate the errors. They had 9 errors in 2 ball games.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that we want to say is, we talked about this, and I want to give credit where credit is due. There's 5 seniors, Coach. There's 5 seniors on this squad here that potentially could have played their last game here at Roswell High School. As we were talking about the state tournament, we hope that's not the case, but realistically, that will probably be the case. The seating and selection committee, we have the 6 criteria you and I talked about for those that were listening, and we're going to close that one out here as far as the seating committee. It's going to happen this Sunday at 10 o'clock is when it begins. The criteria, again, is finish in regular season district play, head-to-head, win against district champions regardless of classification, overall record, max preps, Freeman rankings, and member school input submitted by the head coach. And there's a couple of things that, in the event of a tie, there's criteria points, head-to-head will be used, and then, of course, you have the max preps, Freeman rankings, if all possible. There's certain scenarios that could take place when it comes down to that kind of a situation. But right now, the Roswell Coyotes sitting at number 11 in 5A, the classification in 5A, 14th overall in the state of New Mexico, which that's not necessarily the situation. They're working overall 5A.
Right.
Now, what you and I talked about is what's throwing a wrench, at least for me, is Hobbs, the Eagles, the Lady Eagles beat Rio Rancho earlier in the year, and the Rio Rancho was ranked 6th. I think in the long run, now, granted, Roswell High still has to go to Clovis on Thursday. There's going to be a JV game at 3 o'clock, and then 5 and 7 is the varsity contest. Roswell High did dominate those games on, the last time they played them. It was actually like in 3 innings and 4 innings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you're talking 16 and 10. Haas will probably go 16 and 10. I still am. It's probably going to be hard to have that home game, but I'm thinking, wishful thinking, I think we play Hobbs. I would think that we would have a chance to play Hobbs as an 8-9 possibly. But according to Max Preps, is that who's usually pretty spot on when it comes down to situations like that. I think Roswell, even if they have a 16 and 10, their strength of schedule is going to be kind of low because they didn't play a strong enough schedule in order to get in that top 10 potentially. But what helps is having the sweep against Carlsbad. And so I'm going to guess, I think the Coyotes are in, but I think in the long run, wishful thinking for an 8 or 9 or a top 10, I'm going to put Roswell at 14.
And I'm going to be a little more optimistic. I'm going to put them at 10. So
okay.
that means that they would play the 7 seed. So it's going to be maybe the Rio Rancho, Mayfields, Volcano Vistas of the world. They're still playing well at the right time. It's hard to play well against a team that is as good as Carlsbad is. But overall, they're playing their best softball at the right time of year. And I know that, whoever they play in that first round is not going to be too happy with the matchup against the Roswell Coyotes.
I agree, Coach. I agree. So, those are our predictions, conversation predictions, I should say. Max Preps, and there's a lot of criteria that have to be followed. But once again, the Lady Coyotes, they fall in a twin bill today, 15-1, 9-1. And like I said, they go now 14 and 10, 4 and 6 in district. They will play Clovis on Thursday. We're going to close it out. Safe travels back to Clovis, New Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always great to be a Coyote. Good night.